Pile one, welcome to your reading. If you're new here, this is Soul Purpose Activation. My name is Michelle, and we're back doing another future spouse pick a card reading. This time we're going to find out how your future spouse views you or is going to view you. Okay, how they see you, how they perceive you, what they think about when you pop in their mind. Okay, stuff like that. So you picked the blue tiger eye dolphin. I know it doesn't really look blue, but it is. It's a blue tiger eye dolphin. Okay, so we are going to get right into your reading. Actually, I'm going to just pop this little bad boy over here. Oh, here we go. We're going to get into your reading, pile one. All right, let's find out how your future spouse views you. How do you view pile one? Actually, we're going to do that one. We'll use that to, all right, how do you view pile one? Whoa. How do you view pile one? This is kind of funny. We got worst nightmare. We have time, and then we also have quality time. So something's telling me, like, when you guys first meet your future spouse, it may not be love at first sight. And not to say, like, not love at first sight, but it may be one of those things where you're not like each other's favorite person right off the bat. How do you view pile one? Pile one's future spouse. How do you view pile one? This can also be alluding to, I'm also picking up for some of you that you may share like a mutual love of maybe Halloween, dressing up in costumes, maybe like cosplay, something like that. We got unrequited love. Yeah, so there's kind of a storyline coming out here already, pile one. Let's see, how are you viewing pile one? How are you viewing pile one? How are you viewing pile one? Yeah, okay. All right, you guys, so your guys' first, like, your first interaction with your person, with your future spouse, pile one, there might be some words exchanged between the two of you, okay, and not so pleasant ones. Like, I'm kind of getting an image of, like, you speaking up about something that you are, that has upset you. And I'm actually specifically getting the image of somebody that is having an issue with a company, with customer service or something like that. And like bringing it to this person's attention. Now, I'm not saying that that's going to be the exact, like that's going to be the scenario of how you meet your person or something like that. But I'm just feeling like the two of you are going to be at odds about something. Okay. So your first, like, it almost feels like a first impression. Like in the beginning, it's like the two of you aren't really going to be feeling each other on a, what's that word? Like personality wise, you guys are going to clash. There you go. Okay. So your personalities initially are going to clash. But there is something that okay, so this is making me think that the two of you may have a mutual interest or a mutual friend group or something of interest where it keeps you guys continually having to be around each other. It could be work. Maybe the two of you work together. Maybe you run around in the same friendship circle, or, they might know somebody in your family, but there's something that continues to keep you guys having to be around each other, because I'm seeing here with time passing, okay, with time passing, they change how they feel about you. Like their view of you and their perception of you changes over time. And they get to this space with you where they actually look forward to seeing you and spending time with you. Okay. And what's going to happen, this may be a slow burn, and you guys may not even, it may be something with you where you may not even be picking up on their feelings changing for you, because it looks like it's starting to develop for them where they start off, you know, not having the best impression of you. Kind of what I'm seeing is like they're seeing you as being very I don't want to explain it. Like you stand up for what you believe in, but if they're the ones that you're standing up against, they may take that as a personal attack. Like basically what I'm getting the vibe from you, pile one, you don't take no ish, okay? And if you feel like someone isn't like living up to their part of the bargain, or if you feel like somebody isn't behaving appropriately or whatever, you have no problem speaking up. You have no problem putting somebody in their place, stuff like that. And so something happens like early on when you meet your future spouse where the two of you kind of have like a conflict with each other, okay? I'm not sure if the two of you like directly have a conflict with each other, like a personal conflict, or if it's just this overall energy between the two of you, like right? But then again, as time passes, their feelings towards you change, and obviously because this is your future spouse, yours changes as well, right? But their feelings towards you are going to change before your feelings towards them change, or before you even catch on, because they're going to develop feelings for you and they're going to be unsure whether or not you feel the same way. Okay, so there's kind of this feeling here where they're not, you know, there's kind of a feeling where they may not speak up for a while. So it may be a bit of a slow burn, okay? But they are going to start, like, they're going to realize, like, things that they were taking as a fault, they're going to realize actually, you know, that's you being somebody who's very reliable, very honorable, very trustworthy. Like, you know, you do, it's not that you are attacking someone. It's like you have a very solid base as far as morals go, and morale and things like that. And when someone is on your good side, you're very loyal, you're very honorable, very respectful. And I'm picking up Taurus vibes here. So you may have Taurus in your, you know, Taurus in your big three, or Taurus may be heavy in your chart somewhere. You may have a lot of second house placements or something. If not, that doesn't mean it's not your reading. Yeah, so let's see. How are you viewing? How do you view pile one? Cycles. And let's get these moved over. They are seeing you as a very strong personality. I will tell you that. I'll just put these over here. They see you as a very strong personality. We got cycles. You may be somebody that exercises quite a bit too, like you may actually go to cycling classes. Look at that. Yeah, there's Queen. Boss babe, independent, strong. Makeover. Yeah, they see you taking care of yourself. Like, you take care of business too. That's what I'm hearing. It's like, you know, you take care of yourself, but you also take care of business. Like, whatever that business may be, you get ish done. How else are you seeing pile one? How do you view pile one? We got spoiled. We also have steps with movement forward and momentum. Let's get one more. How do you view pile one? How do you view pile 1? I'm hearing you spare no expense. Yes, on self-care and self-love. You spare no expense when it comes to yourself. Like, nobody spoils you, pile 1, better than you spoil yourself. And so they realize and they recognize that you are setting, you know how some people are, they're in relationships and they have maybe a particular person, like, you know, if they don't treat me as good as, you know, my dad treated me, or if they don't treat me as good as, you know, maybe an ex treated me or something like that, you set the bar yourself. And so they realize that it's like, you know, they see how well you take care of yourself. And they are going to see that as a little bit intimidating, but I'm feeling like your future spouse is definitely up for the challenge, okay? They're not going to back down. I love that, actually. They also see, I love that we've got boss, babe, independent, strong, and then steps like right underneath each other. Because I do feel like you are somebody that when you put your mind to something, you don't let anything stop you. Because I am, and this is more Taurus vibes coming through, because I'm seeing like a bull, you know how, what do they call it? A conquistador, right? And you're seeing, you know, that's like the bull seeing the red cape or the red flag and going right towards it. Now, I don't mean red flag like, you know, like, ooh, toxic. No, but it's like you set your mind to something, nothing is going to get in your way. There it is. Nothing's going to get in your way. Right? You charge right for it and you don't let anything get in your way. And so there is kind of this air with you where, and that's probably why, so your future spouse in the beginning is probably going to feel intimidated by you, which is why I believe they wait a while before they ever come forward with their feelings for you. Yeah, so the first impression that your future spouse gets of you, they're not seeing you really for who you are. It's being filtered through their own like egoic defenses and stuff. Once they get to know you, they've been around you, they see how you operate and how you actually show up on a regular basis in the world. I mean, they are able to understand the context behind some of the interactions that they've either seen you in with other people or they have personally been in with you. Like, they're able to put it in a different context, see it a different way. I'm getting this vibe from you, pile 1, that you may be largely misunderstood. Is this something that normally happens with you? People often take things that you say maybe the wrong way, or they're not understanding where you're coming from, or they just tend to, no matter what you're saying or what you're doing, there may be some Aquarius vibes in you as well. Yeah, because there's this like, this isn't the first time someone misunderstood you or had the vastly wrong impression of you. And that's something else that your future spouse picks up on as well. They're also saying that you have some pretty large shoes. Like, they have some pretty large shoes to fill when it comes in, as far as like being able to take care of you and spoil you and, be the provider for you and stuff like that. So I don't know. I mean, I am picking up that some of y'all may have rather large feet. Oh my gosh. And that is very specific. So that information may only be coming in just to verify that, or to confirmation that this is your pile. But they're also saying that in terms of like you have a larger than life personality. Even if you're not saying a word, there's this energy, there's this air. You're very regal is what it is. You're very regal. I'm hearing like the way you carry yourself is almost like royalty, whether you're aware of it or not. I'm letting you know of how other people view you, okay? When people look at you, it's almost as if you walk around with this demeanor, with this expression, with this posture, right, of royalty. And I'm hearing you conduct yourself that way as well. Okay, let's get some more. And that's how your future spouse sees you too. Which that makes it a lot easier to understand why it takes a minute for, you know, the attraction to set in. And I'm not saying that they're not physically attracted to you right up front, but it's just a matter of receiving your energy in a certain way, okay? And I have this feeling with you, pile one. Most people, I should say, tend to receive your energy in a very, you may have Leo in your chart as well. They may see you, okay, here's what it is. And this is before they get to know you, and often this is because you are triggering within them, like self-worth and self-confident issues, okay? They, like people where you are rubbing people, you know, you are, how do I want to say it? People who have this self-worth issue or you know, self-confidence issues, if they have low self-esteem, okay, they don't receive your energy in the proper way. They see you in, it's hard to explain, okay? So for instance, they're gonna see you as conceited, right? When really all it is just healthy self-confidence. But to people who have a very low self-confidence, very low self-esteem, they're looking through a filter, and that's what they see that as. Oh, you know, you're conceited. No, I'm not conceited. I just treat myself right. You know, why don't you? You know what I mean? You know, they see you taking very good care of your body, maybe wearing the best kind of makeups, you know, maybe, I see you dressed really nicely, you know, buying the best that your money can afford. I'm also seeing that you're very responsible, so I don't believe that you live beyond your means, but you are able, you know, you have no problem spending money on yourself, right? And so people tend to take your energy in the wrong way, okay? Rather than seeing you being as self-confident, they see you as being maybe egotistical, you know, bragging and stuff like that, when that's not really how you are. You know, they see you as putting yourself on a pedestal, and they see that as being wrong when it's not, right? Because you being on your pedestal, you're wondering, well, why aren't you climbing up on your pedestal? That kind of energy. I hope that's making sense, okay? And at first, I feel like your future spouse, maybe because, you know, at the point where the two of you first encounter each other, they themselves are probably going through, you know, maybe self-confidence issues or something like that, that they may be in the process of clearing up. And I'm also hearing that you actually help them see themselves in a different way as well. Like you teach them that, you know, there's nothing wrong with, you know, being your own best friend. There's nothing wrong with being, you know, your own number one fan. You know what I mean? It's like nobody is going to be able to love you more than you love yourself. That's how it should be. And so as, you know, this person really starts to change and shift their mindset and what a relationship with oneself really should be like, that's when they start to see you for who and what you really are, and they fall absolutely head over heels in love with you. Okay, so far the energy I'm picking up from pile one, from this pile, is Taurus, Leo. Now I'm hearing Capricorn, Taurus, Leo, Capricorn. There was another one. Taurus, Leo, Aquarius. Taurus, Leo, Capricorn, and Aquarius vibes coming through heavy for you guys. Maybe a little bit of Virgo might be in there as well. Okay, a lot of Earth coming through on this pile, but, you know, along with Aquarius and Leo, okay? So that, you know, those signs might be in your big three. They might be dominant somewhere in your chart. Yeah, I'm hearing that your future spouse is attracted to you, like physically attracted to you right away. But initially, they are kind of put off by your energy. Not because there's anything wrong with your energy, but because, yeah, see, we got the Four of Cups coming out with, yeah, they receive your energy in a way that, you know, they misunderstand it. They don't understand your energy because they've never been, you know, they've never loved themselves to that degree before. There's actually probably some programming within your future spouse's ego that needs to be corrected, pertaining to, you know, what self-love actually is, and at what point does it become, you know, conceited and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, and it's, yeah, and I'm hearing you trigger a lot of wounds within them, okay? And they do feel very intimidated by you at first, which is why they kind of have these, this feeling of unrequited love, not really quite sure. In fact, there is this kind of this energy where they carry that, especially in the very beginning before they heal their self-confidence and their self-worth issues and stuff like that, where they don't think you would give them the time of day, okay? Yeah. All right, let's see. Why is worst nightmare here for karmic connection? Why is worst nightmare here? Why is worst nightmare here? I want to clarify some of these. You remind them of somebody from their past that they have gotten over. Yeah, somebody, okay. So you might actually remind that may be too why, like I said, you trigger something within them. They're not really seeing you. They're seeing a triggered program at play. You remind them of, like, there's Taurus energy. I'm picking up, you might remind them like of a very strong authority figure in their past, like a mom or a dad or an aunt or an uncle, grandma, grandpa, somebody like that. For some of you, you might remind them of like, you know, an ex or something like that. But for the most part, it feels like your energy, your personality, the way you carry yourself, your demeanor, just sets off a trigger of somebody from their past that they felt they could never get close to, that they were constantly feeling abandoned by. That's why, okay? And then with time, you know, they realize, oh, you know, pile one isn't really like that. Pile one is actually very loyal, very reliable, very warm, very opening, and very receptive, right? So it just takes them some time to realize that you're nothing like this past person, you know. The past person that they're thinking of is narcissistic, is conceited, doesn't have a heart of gold, and wouldn't do anything for anybody, right? You are completely different. See, it's just like an instant judgment call they make just based on how you dress, how you handle yourself, how you stand up for yourself, how you don't take anybody's ish, and what they misjudge is the reason why. Because you love yourself. It has nothing to do with narcissistic tendencies or anything like that, you know. They learn it's a thin line for some people. The thing is that, you know, you have a genuine heart. You know how to love, and you know how to be selective with your love, and you know how to set boundaries and stuff, right? That makes a lot more sense. Okay, I'm glad we clarified that. What else? Let's see, where are we on the clock here? All right. What else do you... How else do you view pile one? Whoa. You, there's a couple of things coming up here. You may have a tendency to be kind of impatient when it comes to other people. Okay. You like things how you like them. And you like things to be done right. There's Virgo energy that's kind of popping out there. Not to say that you don't like having a good time, but you may have some control issues, pile one. I'm just going to keep it real with you. And I am feeling too, a lot of you may already recognize that because it was just like, there's this energy with you, like you like things to be a certain way, you know, and that's a sense of comfort for you. A sense of safety. You may not be very, what do they call that, hospitable? Like, you know, you may not have a problem like hanging out with friends and family and stuff like that, but you may have this thing with your own personal space, like your home, or wherever your personal space is, whether it's just your room or your entire house or wherever it is you're living, where it's like you don't just invite anybody into that space, you know what I mean? And you may not be the type of person where you have regular get-togethers at your house because that's your sanctuary. It's like you like to hang out with people, you know, maybe like especially like a tight circle of friends, but you would rather do it outside of your house. It's like your home is your sanctuary. Not to say that you never do, but for the most part, it is this feeling where only a select few of people have the ability to just drop by your house unannounced, right? For the most part, it's almost like your personal space is off limits, except for a very, very select few. Like you can count those people on, you know, on a hand, you know what I mean? And I will say that your future spouse, when they move into that inner circle, they become one of those people where, you know, you allow them to just kind of show up unannounced. You start to, you know, it makes them feel very special. Okay. They feel very special that, they've made it into your upper echelon. Okay. I'm also hearing that you don't make a lot of time for funny business either. I feel like you're very on point with your energy. You're very on point, on purpose, on track. Like I said, it's like you have this energy of putting your, yeah, look at that, 8 of Pentacles. So they may see you also as being somebody who doesn't make enough time for play in their life. Yeah, you take care of yourself. You may do a lot of self-care things, but do you actually, you know what I mean? Like, do you actually take the time to foster relationships and friendships and hang out with people and stuff like that? There is kind of this energy coming through with you guys possibly being more of a loner than anything. Like, I am picking up with you guys that you may not that you don't have a lot of friends, but you may have more acquaintances than you do actual friends. In fact, like I said, I think it's more of something like you may only have 1 or 2 like really, really, really good friends, and then like the rest are all acquaintances. It's like you don't really take a lot of time out for other people. Not that you're a recluse, not like that, or not so much like you're a hermit, but it's almost like you don't make time to socialize that much. You keep your circle fairly small, is what I'm hearing. All right, let's see. We're gonna see what personal messages they have for you, and then we're gonna close out your reading, pile 1. What messages do you have for pile 1? What messages do you have for pile 1? Yeah, see, in the beginning, they're going to be kind of intimidated by you. They're not really going to want to share their feelings with you at first because they're going to be afraid of being shot down. What messages do you have for pile 1? Pile 1's future spouse. Ooh, yeah. See, okay, so there is a physical attraction right off the bat, and there is going to feel, in fact, I feel like a lot of the times, that's going to be confusing for them in the very, very beginning, because it's like at the same time, it's like they, you know, and this may be with you too, it's like you know, you can't stand them, but at the same time, you can't stop thinking about them, right? I feel the sexual tension. What else? What else do you have to say? What other messages do you have? What I'm hearing is like you're very intriguing to them because you're a mystery. You know, at first they think they got you all figured out, right? And then the more time they spend around you, they start to realize there's a lot more to you than what they initially thought. Yeah. What other messages do you have for pile 1? We got you let me down. That's interesting. You may have hurt, you may hurt their feelings at first. That may be what that is. I couldn't let you get close to me. Yeah, I miss seeing you. We're going to get a couple more cards, but that's what it is. And so I don't know if you have a sharp tongue. If you just don't have much of a filter, but very early on, there may be something you say, and you may do it inadvertently, not realizing that's what you're doing, but you may say something that hurts their feelings, or you may put them in their place. They may, you know, say something offhand, or, you know, just be showing their you know what, and you put them in their place, and that kind of like hurts their ego. We'll put it that way, okay? You hurt their ego. And that's what it is. And because they're feeling so intimidated by you, it's like they close themselves off to you, because you are like a mirror, okay? You mirror a lot of their wounds back to them. And until they get into a space where they are willing to face their wounds, you know, they close themselves off to you, because you make them feel very uncomfortable about themselves, okay? Yeah, we got, I don't know how to feel about you. Yeah, they're very confused in the very beginning. We also have, you inspire me. Yeah, there you go. You broke my heart. And here's, yeah, so you broke my heart and I left you before you could leave me. This is the unrequited love. You make them want to run away from you in the very beginning before you guys decide, you know, to get married and stuff like that. This feels very much like it does feel kind of karmic, but karmic doesn't always, it's not always a bad thing. Karmic just means that you're with somebody who reflects back to you your own wounds, triggers a lot of your own wounds so they can come up to be healed, right? And so twin flames do that as well. If you're not healed by the time you meet a twin flame, if you believe in twin flames, okay? So, you know, like I said, I feel like in the very beginning, not of the relationship, it is going to be a very misunderstood, like they're going to very much misunderstand your energy from the very beginning. And I am hearing though, like it doesn't take too long, or I should say maybe too many meetings for them to start seeing you in the right proper light. It's just at the very beginning, you remind them of somebody from their past, who they know to be narcissistic, who they know to be materialistic. See, even though you know, wear the best, you know, clothes that maybe your money can buy, you know, things like that. It's a self-love thing. You don't do it because of ego. You just like those things, and those things make you feel good. You know, in other words, you don't look down on other people who don't do those things, right? You don't see other people who, you know, don't love themselves as much as you do. You don't look down on those people. Okay, you actually have a heart for people. They're comparing you at the very beginning to somebody who did all the same things, but their motivations were different and they did look down on people. Like, you know, they're comparing you to somebody who wore designer clothes because they wanted to feel better than other people. It wasn't because they wanted, you know, and that's how they felt better about themselves, right? You just like to wear stuff like that because you just like it. That's what you like. That's your taste, right? You don't look down on other people who don't. Does that make sense? I hope that's making sense. And then they begin to understand that they misjudged you, that you're nothing like this past person of theirs. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the reading here. I hope that it resonated. Do me a favor, be sure to smash that like button for me if it does. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below, let me know what you guys thought. Share and subscribe if you feel led to do so. I'll see you guys in your next reading. Hello Pile 2, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, this is Soul Purpose Activation and my name is Michelle and we're doing another future spouse pick a card reading. So you guys chose the Tiger Eye Owl, so we're going to pop that over here and we're just going to find out what your future spouse, what do they think, or how do they perceive you? Okay, how do they perceive you, or how are they going to perceive you, you know, when you meet? How are they going to think about you? Stuff like that. Okay, so just keep in mind, you guys, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave behind anything that doesn't resonate. If you want to book a private reading with me, as you saw in the slide before this reading, just check the description box below for booking details. Okay, we're going to get right into it. How do you see, Pile 2? How do you view Pile 2? How are you viewing Pile 2? That's kind of a funny dichotomy of energies. This actually came out for Pile 1 as well, but don't worry. It doesn't mean what you think. All right, Pile, look at this. You guys got 1 in a million love, special love, and then you got no one compares to you, unique. How do you see Pile 2? Pile 2's future spouse. How do you see Pile 2? Ooh, take 2 second chances, try again. I'll hold my tongue until we get some more cards out here. How do you see Pile 2? How do you see Pile 2? Oh. Okay, I don't know that we're going to take all of this, but I am going to just kind of show you what came out. Okay, we definitely got fireworks and sparks here. So the chemistry between the two of you is going to be very, like, off the charts. Okay, I will say that. They're going to find you very, very attractive. We got new door to experience love, seeking attention, planning to meet up. I will say there is some energy with some of you guys, okay, where this may be someone you've already had a romantic encounter with, like an ex, where some time may have passed and they may have, you know, grown up, they may have whatever, okay. For some of you, that's not going to be all of you. Okay, let's see. Let's get one more card for Pile 2. Not listening. I just heard talk to the hand. Okay, so right off the bat, there is kind of this energy, Pile 2, that you pretty much do what you want to do. You do what you want to do. It's not that, well, it is. I am hearing like you don't take orders from anybody. Yeah, you don't take orders from anybody. If you do something, it's because you want to. Nobody can make you do anything, though, okay? It's only if you want to. So what we're going to do now, you guys, is there is something that they pick up on you from the very beginning. They do see you as somebody who is very special, very unique. And I am picking up too, if this isn't somebody from your past, okay, I will say this is like a soulmate, someone that you've had past lives with, okay? I'm hearing you cannot be replaced. Nobody can replace you. Nobody can compare to you. Yeah, you know, pearls, you are a gem. They see you like 1 in a million. 1 in a million. Like this kind of love or this kind of person comes around only once in a lifetime. Yeah, I am picking up heavy, heavy soulmate energy here. Somebody that you've had past lives with, okay? Now we're going to see, let's see, why is worst nightmare here? Karmic connection. Why is worst nightmare here? Karmic connection. Pile 2's future spouse. Explain why worst nightmare is here. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Actually, what I just heard, you guys, is that okay, so you trigger something really deep within them because they are seeing you as this once in a lifetime kind of thing, right? And so it's almost like it's bliss, it's heaven, it's paradise when they have you. But there's this fear of losing you, and then that's going to be like the worst nightmare of their life, because when you have something that's priceless, there's nothing else like it in the world, and then you lose it, right? And there's this fear, this feeling that you can never get it back. You are going to have them quite a bit up in their heads. And they are going to kind of be in this energy of being afraid of messing it up. Because they know if they were ever to lose you, that they would never feel that way about anybody else ever again. Okay? Or we're going to just say, okay, pile 2, that their worst nightmare is losing you. That would be their worst nightmare in any way, shape, or form, whether it's, you know, through, you know, death do us part, or, you know, you leaving for somebody else, or what have you, okay? Yeah, see, Queen of Cups. Oh, they're in their heads and their hearts about you. I'm going to go ahead and clarify some more. This may also be somebody you have kids with. If you are somebody that can have, you know, like give birth to kids, they'll want you to be the mother of their babies. Definitely. Yeah. And so, yeah, they're going to be... they're going to be so much in their heads about this connection, about you, and how special and how rare and how important they see you. Like, they've got you like really high up on a pedestal. They're not really going to be able to, like, because I'm feeling like your person's very intuitive. Your person is very connected to their higher self, to their own inner guidance. But something about their fear of losing you kind of cuts that off. So you are triggering something within them. You may even remind them of their own mother. They may have their mom, like they may have lost their mom, you guys. They may have lost their mom. Okay, yeah, see, now I got the Tower coming up. Yeah, that's what it is. You remind them of somebody that they loved dearly in their past, that they lost. Okay, when I say lost, I mean like they died. Okay, whether it's the mom, it could have been, you know, it's a feminine. It's a feminine that they lost, whether it's a mom, a grandma, somebody that they were really, really, really close to, even a sister or a cousin, okay? That energy feels female though, okay? Feminine. The energy feels feminine that they lost, that they were really close to. And something about you reminds them so much of this person that passed on. So what I'm actually hearing, you guys, it's more of they're going to be really protective, like overprotective of you. Almost to a fault, but it's not anything the two of you aren't going to be able to, you know, like work out or whatever. Let's see what take two is here. Why is take two here? This might be what they feel like is a second chance to experience that kind of energy again. They might see this, you know, past loved one, this passed on loved one as like maybe a guardian angel or something like that. And they may have even asked, you know, the spirit or the soul of this passed on loved one to send them, you know, someone like you who they didn't realize is going to, you know, remind them so much of this, you know, the one that parted, that one that left. Why is take two here? Why is take two here? We got the Chariot. Why is take two here? For those of you that do, there's not a swords. Okay. For those of you that do know this person, like, you know, this person is going to be like a past love, you know, coming back. I'm not talking about past life. I mean, someone that you know from this lifetime. You're going to be like this, the reunion, I guess you could call it, is going to come at a time when this person is balanced out. Like their inner masculine and their inner feminine is very balanced out. So whatever problems you may have had in the past is going to be no longer. Okay. In the past, this person may have been just really brash, maybe very, what's that word? Reckless, really reckless with their words. Yeah, this may have been, and there's a five of, oh no, that was for pile one. Okay, so if you were drawn to pile one, you can go check out, there are some similarities there between pile one and pile two. This person may have abandoned you. Okay, if this is an ex, if it's not an ex, you guys, this is talking about the past life connection that you had. This person may have went off, okay, and I'm getting into like your past life with your future spouse, okay? And this is why it's like it's take two. We're going to try this again. Because in the past, I'm picking up, and for you guys, just if you haven't figured out already, I'm picking up that your future spouse is predominantly masculine in energy, okay? Masculine energy. So in the past life, your future spouse, it feels like they went off to like maybe war, to fight a battle. They traveled away, far away, I'm hearing, from wherever it was that you were at. And they ended up like dying in battle or passing away or something. Okay, they traveled far away. For most of you, I am picking up on like soldier, warrior type of energy where they went away to fight a battle. Doesn't always have to be that. It just could have been that they traveled far away to conduct business or something, okay? And before they were able to make it back to you and either marry you or continue on your married life, they ended up dying and they left you behind. And it, you know, when they did that, it left you in a really harsh place, because what I am picking up, you guys, is that most of you were already married and most of you had already had kids at that point. Okay. So this is past life energy information that's coming through. Their passing really affected your life in a very negative fashion. Okay, we got poverty here, so it left you in a state where, you know, because back then it just, you know, yeah. They're basically dying, right? Left you in a very difficult position to try to figure out how you were going to raise your guys' kids on your own, you know, stuff like that. Okay. Why is nibbling mice here? Why is nibbling mice here? Okay, so there's a lot of Cancer energy coming out in this reading, okay? A lot of Cancer, which, you know, that could be, you know, a dominant placement in your chart, or you might have a lot of fourth house placements. Your person may have, you know, dominant Cancer in their chart or dominant fourth house placements. So you may be somebody that worries a lot, which, you know, considering for those of you where you had a past life with this person and they went away and, you know, they died before they ever came back, and it left you in a very difficult position for the rest of that lifetime. There's, you know, even though you don't have any actual memories of it, that energy is still there in your subconscious. There is still a part of you that remembers, okay? And so it's not like taking advantage of and unappreciative. It's not that. It's just like you may be in your head a lot. You just may have a lot of unnecessary worries, or maybe it's not that they're unnecessary. It's just this energy of worrying over even the littlest things, right? And something with, you may also be worried about your ability to have kids. You may worry about your fertility, about your ability to, you know, conceive babies. And if that is kind of the issue for you guys, there's a couple of messages coming through. If you will put that fear to rest about whatever is going on with fertility, a lot of the times the energy of anxiety, it causes so much stress in the body, it can affect your ability to conceive, to have babies. Okay? If you will release on that energy, if you don't know how to release worries, release fear, to clear away that negative energy that just by itself could be blocking. If you have a belief that you can't conceive kids, or you can't have kids, or you won't have kids, or there's a fear about you being able to have kids, just that belief alone will affect your ability to have kids, to a point where if you just release that and not think twice about it and just go on about life, it's like you'll have no problem actually conceiving. But I am picking up for some of you, it's like you're not even really sure if you want to have kids. And either way, your future spouse is wanting you to know that your ability or desire, okay, your ability or inability to have kids, and or your desire to not have kids, if that's what you're thinking about, it's not going to affect your life together. Okay, because that could very well be. You may have been left with, you know, a whole lot of kids to take care of in this past life where, you know, you may have loved the kids, but it made it very difficult for you. You know, it wasn't like back in that past life, it wasn't easy being a single parent to, you know, multiple kids. And so, you know, you may have that remembrance in your subconscious where now it's manifesting as a desire not to have kids. It may even be manifesting, like you say you do want kids. This is something else that's coming up. If there is a subconscious fear of having kids because of what you experienced in a past life, that could actually also be blocking your ability to have kids. Like, you may have a conscious desire for kids, but there may be a subconscious fear because of your experience of being a parent, single parent, and what that did to you and your kids, where it may be blocking your ability now. Wow. Okay, so for those of you who there's an issue with kids, like you don't know if you can have kids, but you want kids, or you're wondering, like, you know, will my future spouse want me if I don't want kids? It's like everything's going to be okay in whatever side of the spectrum you are on that, okay? Okay. And then let's look at not listening. Why is not listening here? King of Cups in reverse. Why is not listening here? So we've already had the Queen of Cups come out in the upright position, okay? Then we've got the King of Cups, albeit it's in the reverse position. So we've got the King of Cups in reverse and then the Fool coming up. There is this energy, you guys, like I said earlier, there's almost like I did here, like you don't take orders from anybody. But we have the Fool here in reverse. The King of Cups in reverse means that you may have a hard time really listening to your heart, because there may, like we saw the Nine of Swords earlier, like, you know, like you may have unfounded fears or just anxieties about a whole bunch of different stuff, and it's really like you don't really have the ability, like you may have nudges from your intuition or your heart, but your fear is a lot louder. And so that may keep you, for whatever reason, from taking calculated risks or starting something new. Like the unknown for you is terrifying. You may have some fixed energy in your chart somewhere. Okay, fixed energy is going to be, let's see, Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, and Scorpio. There may be instances with your future spouse for some reason where it's like your future spouse may be, possibly they could be like a Sagittarius, possibly an air sign, which would be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, where it may be in their nature where they're wanting to constantly just switch things up, explore new things. They may be very spontaneous, and that may be a point of contention and clashing for you, because it's like you have this need, and given what happened to you in a past life and what you had to deal with in a past life, you want to know, you know, that all your needs are going to be met. You want to know that, you know, you're always going to have a roof over your head. You know where your next meal is coming from. You know where the mortgage or the rent's coming from. You want to know that all your bills are paid, and you don't like doing anything where your money or something like that, it's just like the unknown in and of itself for you is very unnerving. But especially when it comes to, you know, your basic human needs, right? Let's see what this is here for. I'm picking up that your future spouse may, I don't know if they're going to want to start a business when they you know, when the two of you are together, there is definitely, do you have a fear of flying or like a fear of traveling? Here, we're going to get into it. Give me a minute. Explain this energy here, please. What is going on here? A couple of scenarios are coming through, okay? Like your person's going to want to, yeah, there's something that you're afraid of. It's something having to do with your comfort, okay? Where it's almost like you keep your money, like you run a tight ship when it comes to that. You don't risk anything. And that's largely coming from what you experienced in a past life. Your person or your future spouse may want to, I don't know if investing in the stock markets or day trading or, you know, investing a large portion of like savings into like a business venture or what is going to happen. But it's going to be, that may be kind of like a point of contention for both of you. Okay. They're just going to perceive you as being very obstinate, adverse to risk. Like you don't, if there's any risk involved, you're not for it, right? You don't want to hear anything about it. If it's anywhere outside of your comfort zone, it's almost like, nah. Okay? And, you know, we understand why now because of what you went through. But with the Two of Cups here, though, this is letting me know your person's not going to push and push and push, okay? It's not going to be anything where they are going to, like, bully you or anything like that. Yeah, okay. So what I'm hearing, you guys, is, you know, so inconsiderate, right? It's not that you're inconsiderate, but it's a programmed response that's based out of fear, where if it's a threat in any way, shape, or form to your sense of safety, your sense of security, your sense of knowing where your needs are, that your needs are going to be met, it's automatically trashed. Like, it doesn't matter what the other person thinks, how they feel, or anything like that. You're like, we're talking about my personal safety, my personal comfort, my personal sense of security, so it's going to be a no for me, right? And it's not that you're not listening, and it's not that you're not considering, but it's just one of those things where that's kind of like a personal boundary for you. And people may take it the wrong way. We'll just put it that way, okay? Pile 2. What messages do you have for pile 2? What messages do you have for pile 2? Yeah, I have too much to lose. I do love you. I'm hearing more than anything. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh, okay. So I was picking up that, like, your person is, your future spouse is going to have their own business. And there may be some risk involved. So, you know, there is kind of risk involved with any business, but your person is going to have just this ability to, whatever it is, like money, we'll just say finances. Okay. They are very blessed and very lucky in finances, like naturally. And so you're not going to have to worry, because by the time the two of you meet, they're already going to be well established financially. So what I'm hearing your future spouse say is that they realize in that past life they left you in a really shitty position, right? They left you behind to take care of your kids by yourself. You know, your guys' kids together by yourself. And it pained them. It grieved them as well to watch you suffer in poverty. Not just you, but your kids. You know, and so it's very possible that, you know, if you're not wanting kids, it's very possible that your future spouse will agree with you on not wanting kids as well, if that's what you want, okay? Whatever the deal with the kids is, the two of you are going to be aligned in that, whatever it may be. Either way, it feels like what your future spouse is telling me is that the two of you, before you incarnated, before you decided to try again, okay, to have a second chance together, that this lifetime was going to be different. In terms of they're going to make up for what was lost in that previous lifetime. So they're going to make sure when you two come into union that you never have to worry about any of that ever again. You never have to worry, because you may be struggling financial right now. And if you're not struggling financially, it's always in the back of your mind, like, when's the other shoe going to drop, right? So they're coming in, and when they come in, they're already going to be well enough established. Like, they're going to take care of everything. To the point of, it's like, yeah, you can work, hun, if you want to, but, you know, that money's for you. Do what you want with your money. Do what you want. They may even help you, like, you know, this may be where it's coming from, too. They may, you know, they may be like, okay, well, I got everything. You know, I'll even, you know, give you, you know, you can work and just do whatever, or put money away or whatever. And then they'll be like, but if you want to, I can show you how to invest your money that you're making so that you can have your own multiple streams of income and stuff. And that's, I think that's where this part is coming from, where you're, you know, especially with the full in the reverse position, it's like, you're not, no, I'm not, because to you at that point in time, it's going to feel like you're throwing your money away, right? So they are going to kind of see you like being stubborn in that, right? and oh, here we go. So if you're longing for, you know, that connection with your future spouse, whether you know who they are or not, and I love that we have, I do love you and I love you. Like, they want you to know, no matter what you feel, okay? I'm not saying that there is this stuff wrong with you, but no matter what you feel is wrong with you. Because a lot of the times what we feel is wrong with us, it really isn't the deal, right? Like, we may feel like we're unattractive, but the fact of the matter is, you know, we're so attractive they can't keep their eyes off of us. That kind of a thing. It's like, no matter how you feel, they want you to know they love you no matter what. You're loved no matter what. No matter if you can have kids, or no matter if you don't want to have kids, no matter how much money you make or how much money you don't make, no matter if, you know, you got a doctorate in school or you didn't even graduate high school. They love you no matter what, okay? They want you so badly. Look at this. They see you as someone, no one compares to you. Nobody can even hold a candlestick to you. You're a 1 in a million special kind of love, and now I'm hearing that they traveled over oceans of time to get to you. And they feel like, you know, they owe you. Even though I don't feel like it was their fault, the reason why they passed away, but, you know, they saw you struggle in that lifetime, and they vowed, the both of you made a vow before you came into this lifetime together. Okay, because I believe there were some lifetimes in between, okay, where the two of you weren't together. This is the lifetime where you decided, we're coming back together, and they're going to make it up to you for, you know, what was lost back then. All right, you guys, I'm going to end the reading here. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please do me a favor. Smash that like button for me. Comment below. Let me know what you thought. Share and subscribe if you feel led to do so. I will see you guys at your next reading. Hello to my beautiful pile threes. Welcome back to my channel if you're new here. This is Soul Purpose Activation. My name is Michelle. We're back doing another future spouse pick a card reading. Okay, this time, sorry you guys, it's late. Okay, it's late, so I'm goofy. Anyway, so yeah, you picked the Obsidian black little cats here. And so what we're going to be checking out is how your future spouse views you or will view you when you guys meet. Okay, this has been a really interesting pick a card reading so far, let me tell you. Yeah, so we'll see how your pile turns out. They weren't bad, they were just interesting. Of course, you know, they're your future spouse, and so it's really interesting to see how some of these connections, you know, first start out and stuff like that. But keep in mind, you guys, it's a general reading, okay? Take what resonates, leave behind anything that doesn't. And if you guys find that it doesn't resonate, just, you know, maybe pick another pile, or it's very possible this just isn't your reading, okay? Very possible. All right, let's see. Pile 3's future spouse. How are you viewing pile 3? What do you think about them? How do you see them? How do you view them? Ooh, y'all are about that work, building that business, making that money, building your empire. How do you view pile 3? Pile 3's future spouse. Tell me how you view pile 3. Well, that's too many, but we're taking that one. Ooh, spotlight. How do you view pile 3? Tell me how you view pile 3, please. Whoa, too many. Man, I think your future spouse has quite a lot to say. How do you view pile 3? Whoa, okay. Enlightenment. That's nice. How do you view pile 3? Spoiled. We'll get into these in a minute. Balance. Oh my gosh. How do you view pile? They actually have a pretty high opinion. They hold you in very high regard. Okay, they definitely put you on a pedestal. How do you view pile 3? Okay, let's see. So we got workaholic, spotlight, enlightenment, spoiled, balance, and then we've got falling apart. Okay. So for the most part, your person sees you as really very advanced. They even see you more advanced than them in pretty much almost every area or facet of life. They really hold you pretty high on a pedestal, pile 3. I'm hearing they feel like there isn't anything that you can't do. This is how they view you. There isn't anything that you can't do when you put your mind to it. Strong. They see you as being very strong and resilient. Okay, so you may have gone through some stuff in your life, pile 3, and so they view you, yeah, they view you as very strong and resilient. You can get through anything. It's like no matter what life throws at you, you are able to, you know, handle it. Look at that. Oh, well, this is just confirmation. We're talking to your future spouse, but what I'm hearing is marriage material. I don't know if you guys are questioning that about yourself. Like, are you wondering whether or not you're marriage material? Definitely. You definitely are marriage material. That's just confirmation coming through from your future spouse. Look, the Empress. See, that's more just confirmation, like there isn't anything that you can't do. That, and they're going to be very attracted to you, very attracted and sexually drawn to you. Okay. Ooh, oh my gosh, the Empress and the High Priestess coming out together. See what I mean? Your person really holds you in a very high regard. Untouchable is what I'm hearing. Untouchable. There isn't anything that you cannot accomplish. This is how they're seeing you. There isn't anything that you can't do when you put your mind to it. And I don't know if maybe you're needing that, if you're needing encouragement in that area. I don't know if maybe you're going through some difficult times right now. And maybe it's like they're just wanting to come through to let you know that, you know, pile 3, I'm just going to say it. You're a badass bee. Okay? You're a badass bitch or you're a badass dude. Either way. There isn't anything that you cannot do. Okay? And they also see you as, look, and then I even just now realized we put the High Priestess underneath enlightenment. They know you're very connected to spirit, to source, to your higher self. Very intuitive, possibly even very highly psychic. Very sensual. Look at that. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh, wow. They literally, you guys, oh my gosh. Because I was just going to talk about how at home and how thoroughly you're able to embody your own feminine energy, inner feminine energy, right? Which is all about emotion, feelings. But then here we're talking about air energy, which is mental, right? Inner masculine energy. There isn't literally anything that you can't do. They see you as being very balanced. I don't normally say this, but they're like, you're the whole enchilada. I think I did see some Taurus. Yeah, we had Taurus energy coming through earlier. I don't know, your person may like, maybe a big foodie, you know, your future spouse may be a big foodie, but like you're the entire whole package. Like you're everything, okay? You're a balance of everything. So you may have a pretty good balance of, you know, earth, air, fire, and water in your chart. Or you've just, you know, you've learned or you just naturally do balance out your inner masculine, inner feminine energies. Like you're comfortable both in your body, in your emotions, in your feelings, as well as in your thoughts, okay? The only thing I do want to check out here is what's falling apart? Why is falling apart here? Why is falling apart here? I'm hearing you... I'm not... So... It's not that you don't ever fall apart. It would be human not to, right? But it's like many people don't actually really get to see that part of you. And your future spouse definitely wants to be that person there to hold you, you know, on those times when it does happen. Let's see, what is falling apart here for pile 3? Why is falling apart here for pile 3? Yeah, see, so here's the Emperor. This is your future spouse's energy, okay? And then we got the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. So the only thing that can really knock you off balance seems to be your finances. There's something about your finances that when your finances are not going very well, or maybe if you know, find that you make like a bad financial decision, business decision, or whatever, it can knock you off balance. Which that would be your kryptonite, right? That's your Achilles heel. Everybody's got one. But again, you know, I love that they're popping through, clarifying this with the Emperor, because you showing up as the Empress, they're letting you know this is like twin flame energy, you guys. And if you don't believe in twin flame energy, then this is definitely, we're talking a high level soulmate, okay? there's only one emperor and one empress in the tarot card deck, you know, amid 4 queens and 4 kings. And here we've got the divine couple, okay? Y'all are a divine couple, but they got your back, okay? It's like, it's going to be one of those things wherein what I'm hearing is your future spouse also can match you when it comes to finances, lifestyle, and stuff like that. And it's going to be a thing where you're going to feel very at home, very safe and secure in the presence of your future spouse, because they're going to be like a safety net for you, right? Where you may, you know, not to say that you need a safety net, but there is kind of a level of comfort that comes along with having one. It's like, I'm hearing, I got you, babe. I got you. It doesn't matter, you know, what happened to your finances or how they took a hit this month, or you know, something fell through when it was supposed to, you know, go through, it fell through, right? And they're like, I got you. Don't worry about this 7 Pentacles in reverse thing. I got you. And then some. I'm hearing. And then some. Okay. What else? Why is enlightenment here? I'm actually hearing they want to talk about spotlight. Okay. We'll talk about spotlight. Why is spotlight here? Why is spotlight here? Every time I hear that "All Eyes on You," that takes me back to that old Tupac song from like the, you know, mid-90s. Or maybe it's "All Eyes on Me," I think is that one. Ace of Cups in reverse. If you're currently dealing with a disappointing love situation, or maybe you're going, you know, still trying to heal from a breakup or something, where the person that you were dealing with was constantly putting you down or making you feel like you didn't deserve to be put on a pedestal or something like that, it's like your future spouse is coming through and telling you, you know, that person was an idiot. They clearly didn't know who and what they were dealing with. And I'm also hearing that they are going to be learning soon enough, though. Interesting. So that's letting me know, pile 3, if you are currently kind of trying to get over, like, you know, a breakup, you know, fairly recently, it's very possible that when you meet your future spouse, this person's going to come back around. So be careful with that. Yeah, so somebody that was really lazy in the connection, wasn't willing to put the work in, wasn't willing to, and when I mean work, you know, not necessarily work, we're going to just say energy and effort. Somebody that wasn't willing to take you out on dates, or, I'm hearing show you off. Like they wouldn't post you on social media. For some of you, this person wasn't, you know, wanting to put a label on it, maybe have been keeping you from like meeting friends and family and stuff like that. It was a very, it felt very unrequited, unmatched, unrequited, okay? Whoever this person is, this past person that's not your future spouse, is probably going to end up trying to come back around. I'm hearing sooner rather than later. So watch out for that, okay? Oh, and your future spouse is letting you know that is not your future spouse. Okay, that person is not your future spouse. Your future spouse is going to know right away that you deserve to be put on a pedestal. They're going to realize that about you right away. Okay, let's see. What do we have for? What do we have for spoiled? We'll do that. What do we have for spoiled? There's the 6 of Wands, which is more, yeah, so spoiled is letting me know, okay, so this is your energy, but your future spouse is mirroring this, okay? So you yourself, if you're not in that energy yet, pile 3, you're going to be there, okay? So you're going to embody this energy, if you're not doing it already, this Empress energy that we saw earlier, where you know your worth. You are anchored in your worth. You know with 100% certainty and accuracy what your worth is, right? It's like you're climbing up on this pedestal and you're staying there and you're not getting down for anybody, right? And you're finally in this energy where it's like, you know what you deserve. You know you deserve the best of the best, and you're not going to settle for anything less. Didn't mean for that to rhyme, but it is what it is, right? And your future spouse is going to, mirror this back to you. You're going to know, like you are your own best friend. You are your own biggest fan. Your future spouse comes along and they're right up there with you. Being your biggest supporter, your biggest fan. Your future spouse is going to match the energy that you give to yourself, which you're going to be all for yourself. So your future spouse is going to be all for you, right? And so, yeah, they're going to see you as worthy of being spoiled, right? It's not so much that they're going to see you as being spoiled as in bratty, okay, as in entitled. You may have a sense of feeling entitled simply because it's like you're entitled to whatever it is you can provide for yourself, right? It's not like you're looking at other people like you owe me this, you owe me that. You know that you owe yourself the world, and you have no problem giving that to yourself, right? And your future spouse is going to match that energy. They realize that if they want a chance with you, they're going to have to step up and love you at least as much as you love yourself. If that makes sense, okay? Let's see what messages they got for you. What messages do you have for pile 3? Oh, see, look, I compare others to you. Ooh, see, you are the standard by which they measure everybody else. Okay, you're the highest. You set the bar really, really high. What else do you have to say to your future spouse? Just being near you is intoxicating. I'm telling you. They get so high off of you. Ooh, they get so high off. Ooh, them nights, you guys, the nights y'all spend together, very, very steamy. Let's see, what else? What else? What other messages do you have for pile 3? Feels like your guys' pile is going to be not as long as the others, but I mean, the energy here is really, it's very direct. There's not a lot of explanation coming through, just because it's like all your future spouse really has to tell you is like, you're the shit, no one compares to you, and you're the best thing that's ever happened, the best thing that's ever lived, ever will live. That's pretty much it, right? And which letting me know, you guys, that your future spouse is somebody that's very direct and to the point. They don't spend a lot of time embellishing. Okay, they get right to the point. Let's see. What else do you want to say to pile 3? They're like, they want to stop talking and just get to doing. Less talk, more doing. In other words, like, they'd rather tell you in the bedroom kind of thing. That's going to be a thing with you guys. Like, yeah, your guys' connection is going to be like, there's going to be a lot of sexual innuendo, right? Especially when the two of you are alone together. There's going to be this thing between the two of you where it's like, that would sound a lot better if you were naked, or that outfit would look a lot better on the floor, or nothing looks good on you as naked does, or something like that. There's going to be something like that. And look, and finally, we got, I feel so happy with you. I wish I had treated you better. So that's going to be something with your future spouse where they're going to be very careful to make sure that they're not going to do things where you're going to feel slighted. Your future spouse knows better. I'm not financially stable. Let's see. And we'll clarify that one. That may be a fear of yours that they're wanting to come through and address. So we'll go ahead and I'm going to pull a few more of these cards, you guys, and then we will clarify that card. All right, give me 3 more cards, please. What else do you want to say? What other messages do you have? I can't stop thinking about you. I'm becoming a better person. I feel you leaving me behind. Okay. Actually, what this is, they hate to see you leave. Okay. I'm hearing something about the two of you being joined at the hip, like almost instantly, especially after you guys take things to the next level or take things to the bedroom, if you get my drift. Okay. With financially stable and I am becoming a better person, what I'm actually feeling with your future spouse is they are maybe in the process of just starting something up as far as their finances go. Because I am picking up that by the time the two of you have a union, they're going to be fine. They're going to be emperor status, right? They're going to be solid. Their finances are going to be solid. I'm hearing too, if they are starting a business, they're going to be about 3 to 5 years into their business, which it can take about 3 years for a business to really get off the ground and running, right? So let's see. I'm not financially stable here. What does that mean? What is that here? Conflict and defeat. Let's get another card. The first thing that's coming up with that, you guys, your future spouse may actually be going through yes, okay. So they're actually going through the ending of a very important cycle in their life. One that they have been they've spent a lot of time trying to salvage, okay, with the death card in reverse here. And so the reason why it's not that their finances, like they don't have enough. Right now, things are so unpredictable with their financial situation. They may be in court, with somebody, not really quite sure. I mean, they might be being sued for something. I don't feel it's anything like where your future spouse did anything wrong. I just feel like they may be in a situation with someone that's trying to get the best out of them for something, okay? They may be getting divorced or just maybe dealing with baby mama. It could be dealing with, a business partner where they're having to divide assets in a business because that partnership, something like that, okay? We're not going to get too much into the why, but I do feel like there's like a partnership or something, a partnership or a merging of two people or two entities, like, corporations, stuff like that, that are now being split apart, and it's messing with your person's finances right now, okay? Why is I'm becoming a better person here? Yeah, your future spouse actually tried to do the right thing in this situation over here. And it's thrown them for the loop here with the star in reverse, okay? So, if you're wondering where your future spouse is at, why this connection hasn't manifested in yet, it's because your future spouse right now is dealing with something. That energy needs to be cleared away. It needs to be straightened out, a full solution put into place. I am picking up for most of you, whatever this thing is here, once it's done, it's done. Like there isn't going to be any kind of lingering fight, or it's not going to be something that they're going to have to be dealing with the next, 10, 15, 20 years or anything like that. Okay, for the vast majority of you. Some of you, it could be something like an ex-spouse with kids. They might be dealing with child support for, a tiny set few of you, but I'm feeling this is more finance based. Okay, something having to do with the business, something like that. It could be taxes, okay, that they're trying to iron out. It's something that was very kind of unexpected. Like I said, they've been trying, to salvage it, to do the right thing, doing things by the book, right? And it's just, they're in a very unexpected place when it comes to that. All right, so they're wanting to make sure. I have a feeling right now your future spouse isn't even looking for, you at this point in time, because they know it would be chaos to bring somebody into this situation. We got a little bit off topic here, but this is some information that your future spouse is wanting you to know, because you might be wondering, like, why isn't this manifesting in yet? Your future spouse is going through some stuff. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the reading here. I hope that it resonated for you guys. If it did, do me a huge favor. Be sure that you smash that like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below. Let me know what you thought. Let me know that you picked this pile, okay? Let me know how it resonated. Share and subscribe if you feel led to do so. I'll see you guys at your next reading. Bye. Hello, Pile 4. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, this is Soul Purpose Activation. My name is Michelle. We are back doing another future spouse pick a card reading. You guys chose the Labradorite elephant. You can't really see a lot of flash in this one. It's all at the bottom, but cute little gray looking elephant in it. All right, and so we're going to see how your future spouse views you. What do they think about you? How do they view you? Whether you know them already or, how they are going to view you when you guys finally meet. So just keep in mind, you guys, it's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave behind anything that doesn't. And just, check the description box below for booking details if you want a personal private reading. All right, let's see. How will your future spouse first see you? We got battle, blocked ascension. Pile 4, future spouse. How will you view Pile 4? Show me your perception of Pile 4. What do you think of Pile 4? I'm hearing differences. The two of you are going to be like polar opposites, okay? I am hearing that. So they're going to see you as being very different from them. We got shadows. We have confusion. Oh, why are these? Okay, we got happy home. Okay, so the very beginning of your guys' interaction together, there is, and you guys, if you were drawn, I'm not going to tell you which one it is, but there is another pile in this reading with very similar energies. But, of course, we're going to clarify, so I don't know how this is going to take a turn. But the two of you are going to butt heads in the very beginning. I'm even hearing clash, okay? So either way, this is your future spouse, so obviously, you guys get past that at some point. Let's see. Why is battle here? So I will say that you guys are able to work through things, obviously, and you're able to iron things out. And I'm not sure yet at what point in your relationship, if it's, is there a friendship that develops beforehand or what the deal is. But things get ironed out, but, the bugs get worked out. There's, mutual understandings that are gained, perceptions and views are changed. And we're able to get into this happy home kind of energy, right? Where things are peaceful. You make peace with each other's differences, and you actually are able to see how or where the strengths are, and how as a couple you're able to work with those, right? You unravel the confusion between you two. You guys are able to work through, I'm hearing triggers. Okay, and that makes a lot of sense. So in the very beginning, which this may be giving a clue, and this could be very soulmate, twin flame kind of a thing too, but the two of you basically just trigger each other quite a bit, and it's triggering each other's shadows, which is what initially blocks the development and the growth of a love relationship between the two of you in the very beginning. But it's all part of the plan. Your relationship and your meeting triggers each other's shadows, each other's, fearful programming and stuff like that. And obviously there's healing that takes place to a degree where you're able to see each other differently and see how well the two of you actually fit together as opposites, right? Where you were thinking that being so opposite was going to repel and make, a lot of problems. Once all of the triggers and all of the confusion and all of the conflict, the conflicting triggers are cleared away, it's like you see how you fit together perfectly, like a key, right? All right, so why is battle here? Yeah, so the two of you don't start on the best of foots, right? Like, it's actually pretty rocky in the beginning. It may even be something where, it could be years in between. This could be somebody that you've already met, someone that you've known for years. Because it feels like there's some time that passes where the two of you really clash. And it's almost one of those things like, I would never. I'm picking up that energy like I would never from like both of you, right? And then some time passes and, you do some healing, they do some healing, and you guys come back together and you meet, and it's like you're two completely different people in a way where y'all just fit together. All right, why is battle here? Yeah, okay, so right off the bat, the two of you are going to have differences in like spirituality. So for instance, you could be somebody who obviously you're watching a tarot card reading. Now this doesn't mean that you're not Christian or anything like that. I'm just giving you an example. I'll just tell you about my own personal thing. We'll just put it right there, okay? When I had a spiritual awakening, I was textbook, like a Bible thumping Christian, right? I've always been interested in metaphysical things. I grew up in a household where my grandmother gave me my first tarot deck, right? So, before I ever found Christianity, I was reading tarot cards and playing with pendulums, and, I was playing with authentic arrowheads that were dug out of the earth by my grandmother, back in the day. And so, found Christianity, got into the Bible, got deep into the Bible. And then, I met my then husband, who also was very, by the book, by the Bible Christian. And then while we were married, I experienced a spiritual awakening where I was we no longer had the same religious beliefs, okay? We'll just put it that way. And that may be something that is one of the main differences that the two of you had or will have when you meet. That's just something I'm picking up on. It's this energy of your person, your future spouse being very religious, like by the Bible or by the whatever book of, whatever religion they might be. And you don't subscribe to that way of thinking, that way of believing, something like that. Okay? And there could be debates, there could be arguments, things like that. I'm hearing that you see them as being very closed-minded. as, you know, one of the things. So that's going to be one of the things that the two of you have conflict over, is spiritual beliefs, religious beliefs, things like that. What else do we have for battle? That's going to be the main difference, though. So that's a clue to let you know who this person is. So we got the Hangman. And that is, okay, so that is going to be something that really suspends what I'm hearing, though, is that you actually plant a seed. Even though when they are in your presence and they're in the midst of, like, you know, trying to bat down everything that you say, and it may not even be something that you verbally engage in. You know, if you're anything like I am, I won't even argue with people like that, because I already know, you know, in order to get out of a certain paradigm, you know, our belief structure, it usually has to be your own personal experience. It's not going to usually be somebody trying to convince you of it, right? But you say something or you do something, or it's just the example of how you're living, that plants a seed in this person's mind that makes them very curious about your way of thinking, your way of being. And they may even start to look more into some of the things that you talk about, and then it kind of starts to open their mind up over time. So when you guys do come back together, because I am picking up, there's going to be a time where, a time of separation. Like, this is a situation, you guys, where I don't feel like you're going to date and then break up and then get back together. No, I think it's going to be something where it might be like an acquaintance type of thing. You might have worked with this person. You might know this person through like a group of friends or something. But there's this energy here where you don't really think too highly of each other in the very beginning, right? Mainly because this person has a very closed mind, and you know, you see them as being very closed-minded. They might see you as being very naive, or I don't know. Naive is what they see you as an airhead, okay? It's not very nice. And actually I am picking up that they are apologizing for seeing you that way. It was just their own ego. But anyway, so there's gonna be like some time that passes where you guys, you know, if there is any kind of interaction with each other, it might be very sporadic. It may be sporadically online mostly, and then at some point later on down the road, the two of you meet up again, or just happen to cross paths. You know, maybe at a get together, a family reunion, a high school reunion, college reunion, something, right? And they're completely different. Like, they did a complete 180. You almost, you know, you recognize their face, but their energy is completely different. They also had some kind of an awakening where their mind is a lot more open now, and they're understanding where you're coming from, and they no longer see you in that light. Okay, so they're able to, that's why there's time in between. Okay, it's like this union is being put on hold so this person can wake the heck up. Okay, let's see, why is blocked ascension here? That's how you view pile 4. Yeah, because you weren't going to be able to have a happy home in that dynamic. So things had to be put on hold. Why is blocked ascension here for pile 4? Yeah, they had to start down a whole new path. Okay, the Fool is like a whole brand new beginning. A complete diversion from the old path, and you're starting one that's completely new. So that's why it's like this union, although the two of you, I do believe you guys have already met this person. Okay, you already know who this person is. For a lot of you, I'm picking up, you know, you met them maybe at school. I'm picking up youthful energy when the two of you guys met. Okay. Like I said, for, you know, for most of you, it's a general reading. But this person needed to wake up. They needed to have, you know, their own awakening. And that's why this union was put on hold in terms of, you know, being your future spouse. Let's see what shadows is all about. Why is shadows here? Yeah, so you guys trigger each other's fears regarding love. I'm hearing abandonment wounds, self-issue wounds, self-worth issues. Why is shadows here? Your person is also seeing you as somebody who has no problems facing their own shadow. Like, you dive into that shit with no problem, they're saying. Which they actually, now that they've had their awakening, because that's the version of your future spouse that I'm talking to right now, right? That I'm tapping into is the one, the version of them that you are with when you are married. When, you know, when they are your future spouse. They see you at, like, you're very tapped into your inner feminine, your divine feminine. Which, you know, when we're able to still our minds, that's a lot of the times that's where the shadows come out of, especially out of our subconscious. And it's just like, you have no problems surfing the depths of your shadows. It's like, you know, not that you're at home there, but you're comfortable enough to face your shadows and work through them. You don't let anything keep you down for long. And they actually see you as being very courageous. I do feel like this person has, like, they know what your past. They know your past. They know what you've been through. They know what you've overcome. And they're actually seeing you as a very strong person. Very resilient, I'm hearing too. Let's get one more card for shadows. Why is shadows here? Yo, look. Like what I said strong. And here we got strength here coming out. Yeah, only, you know, your future spouse is like, only, you know, the depths where you go, only the strong can survive down there the way that you do. Okay? So, yeah, awesome. What's confusion here for? What's confusion here for? I'm hearing you're an alchemist. You're able to what's up? Transfiguration. Transfigure. You're able to transform one, like, you know, a heavy emotion into something. What is that word? Transfiguration. You guys will have to look that up. Alchemy, transfiguration. It's almost like, you know, they see you as a magical, you know, magician. You're able to, what is that word? I mean, it is transfiguration, but I'm trying to think of a different word. Very, you know, it's alchemical, transfiguration. You're able to turn, you know, like coal into diamonds, or, you know, dirt into gold, or whatever. You know what I mean? You're able to do that. You're able to take something that isn't that desired or good to look at or doesn't feel good, and turn it into something that's beautiful, right? What's confusion here for? There is this energy that maybe you have a tendency to make things more complicated than they are in your mind. That might be one of your shadows. One of the things that you're trying to work through is in your mind, like changing your mindset, changing your perception of how you view things. You know, making mountains out of molehills, right? And how you're trying to work through this this programming where, you know, not everything has to be seen as a burden or as a catastrophic thinking, okay? It's like you're confusing, not to say that things aren't challenging, but it's like you have a tendency to make it 100 times worse than what it actually is. Some of you may actually even complicate things more than they need to be complicated. I'm picking up on some Libra energy with you guys. Having a hard time really deciding which way to go. Something with indecision, and that may in and of itself feel like a burden to you. Like when there's too many options, it's like that you don't want all these options. You're like, I just give me 1, 2, a maximum of 3 options. But there's this kind of this thing here where you're very confused about your path in life too. Not quite knowing which way you're supposed to be going, not having a definitive like which direction do I go? Do I go this way? Do I go that way? What's my next step? What's my path? Why am I here? What's my life purpose? What's your advice? There's a reason why your future spouse is bringing this up. Let's see what that is. Why is this important? I mean, obviously it's important, but let's see why it's being brought up. Okay. We'll get one more card. Now the 8 of Cups. They're actually coming through, you guys, if you are in this kind of energy where you're feeling burdened by not knowing what you're here to do, not knowing what your life purpose is, not knowing what your calling is. They're telling you to put that burden down, to release on it, to let go of trying to figure it out. If you don't know how to do that, you guys, there actually is a process where you can make peace with not knowing why you're here, right? That is actually going to help when you clear that confusion energy out of the way. That allows the space for that information and the answers and the solutions to actually come to you, right? And so check the description box below. I have another channel. It's called Your Wish Fulfilled. I teach you how to release, okay? And in the description boxes of all my videos on that channel, there's a video called Releasing the Wants. That teaches you how to clear away this energy. So even though you may not know exactly what you're here to do, what's your path, all those things, right? You can put your mind at ease, you know, relieve that anxiety, relieve that feeling of maybe you're feeling trapped, you know, not knowing which way to go, feeling like you're kind of going in circles. You can ease that, which will help clear the space for those answers to come, okay? Yeah. All right. So why is unraveling here? Oh, the Knight of Cups. Yeah, see? So you guys are able to, all of this, so the time spent apart, when the two of you are in separation, you don't even know this is your future spouse and all this stuff is going on, right? All of the differences, everything that you guys saw as conflict, as there would never be a way this person and I would ever be, like, never, right? I would never. I keep hearing that, like, I would never. All of that starts to become unraveled. And both of you come into this energy, this Knight of Cups energy, where it's just like, you can't wait to fall in love. You can't wait to finally have that energy with each other. And it's like, where it used to be, you know, the only thing I have to offer you is my, you know, opinion about how you're wrong and I'm right. You know what I mean? And here, I'm going to offer you my heart now. I'm going to offer you my commitment, my devotion, my loyalty, and everything else. Let's see, what else for unraveling? Your differences end up falling apart and unraveling. Not to say that the two of you are going to be 100% alike, but, you know, their mind opens and they stop seeing you as, you know, someone that doesn't know what's going on. You know, as before, I think they saw you as like, you know, I hate when people do that too. They look at you like, you know, oh, you poor little thing. You don't know, you don't know, you know, what you're doing. You know, yeah. Yeah, see, so fear and anxiety, all that stuff unravels. You know, you start to see a light at the end of the tunnel, letting go of negativity and stress. So this confusion over here and the energy of confusion and shadows, all of that starts to unravel. And you're in this happy home. You know, whatever it is that is plaguing your mind right now, pile 4, with anxiety, worry, whatever it is, you're going to be in a really good place mentally, emotionally, spiritually with your future spouse. You're going to definitely have a very happy home with them. Let's see. I do want to find out. Let's clarify happy home. A place where, yeah, see, it's going to be your refuge, the 4 of Swords. You know, whereas it seemed like the two of you were constantly doing battle and maybe wounding each other's egos, you know, maybe one of you was doing that more than the other, whether you were, you know, whether y'all knew it or not. Your happy home, quote unquote home, it's like your future spouse is your home. They're your home, you're their home. You know, where it used to be something where you would go to, you know, battle, now it's a place you go to heal and recover. Okay, your future spouse, the two of you become a refuge for each other, if that makes sense. Okay, now we're gonna get some messages directly from them to you. What messages do you have for pile 4? What messages do you have for pile 4? Yeah, see? Do I still have a chance? I want to tell you how I feel. Ooh, I'm not over you. I can't do this. We will be together again. My life is not as together as it seems. The timing just wasn't right for us. And then we also have I want you. Okay. So this may have been someone you may have been set up with them in the past. Like maybe, you know, your friends or family tried to, like, you know, set you up with this person, you know, as a date, and you met them or maybe talked to them on the phone or something, and you were like, I would never. You know what I mean? And so this is kind of a funny way for them to be like, you know, they're kind of being cheeky about it a little bit. Okay, but there is something about you, even though there is differences, like something about you, like I said, you planted a seed in their mind, okay, in a good way, that they have always been thinking back to. Like they've always, like you've been on their mind pretty much since then. Okay. I feel like this connection may be manifesting very soon, because the energy I'm picking up from I can't do this is like I can't do life without you in it for that much longer. Okay, now I'm not saying this is something they're thinking consciously, but I am picking up on an energy where, you know, this connection is getting close to remanifesting. Okay, to reconnecting. Yeah, we will be together again. That's obviously. My life is not as together as it seems. Like that may have been the persona that they projected when you knew them. They tried to make it look like they knew everything, right? They were trying to appear maybe more intelligent, more in the know. You know what I mean? It's dealing with a lot of ego. They were dealing with a lot of ego the first time you met them. And of course the timing wasn't just right. And they did want you. See, that's the thing. I'm not over you and I want you. So even though the two of you had differences, they actually did feel an attraction and even a draw to you. But they, you know, they saw the differences as being very much an obstacle as well. Okay, blocked ascension at that point in time. So I am hearing though that they are going to be very as surprised as you when this reconnection manifests. And it's not because they're it's this, do I still have a chance? They're hoping like when they first see you, because I have a feeling they're going to see you before you see them. Or it's going to be like some kind of a reunion that they know you're going to be at. They know you're going to cross paths, and they're hoping you'll give them the time of day, and you know, maybe have the knowledge that a lot of time has passed, you know, in between meeting, and they're not the same person that they were. That's why it's like, do I still have a chance? Can, you know, will pile 4 give me the time of day, at least hear me out, kind of a thing. Right? They're hoping you will. And you will, obviously, because this is your future spouse, right? All right, you guys, we're going to end the reading there. I hope that it resonated. If it did, be sure to smash that like button for me. That is a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. It also helps to grow the channel, you know, keep it active in YouTube's algorithm. Comment below. Let me know what you thought about this reading. Let me know that you chose this pile and how it resonated. Share and subscribe if you feel led to do so. I'll see you guys at your next reading. Thanks for hanging out.